here's what was going on. From what I understand, this was the report that I do believe about the security situation. Apparently, there was some really, really pissed off people who got the tickets for the Victory Road show, and Hardy had a police escort because of fear that he would be attacked. Because I think everybody did eventually figure out that it was him who was, hanging out with Blitzkrieg out in the cosmos.
Yeah, well, I mean, this situation just isn't good. I still got to believe that they weren't aware. A lot of people are saying, well, they should have done this, or they should have had Anderson run in or something. It's like, I would really like to see all the Monday morning quarterbacks, see what they would do in that situation where your challenger stumbles to the gorilla position or is found sprawled in a bathroom somewhere after you've had a full night of matches. And, I mean, it's a horrible situation. But what I do understand, from what I read this morning, TNA is trying to make good with people, and to people that bought the Victory Road pay-per-view, they are offering 3 free months of their TNA on-demand service, which gives you access to a lot of past pay-per-views, all the special DVDs. I think Impact. I think not sure what exactly all details. But I mean, they're trying to make good, and
I heard it was 6 months.
Yeah. Well, maybe it is more than that. I thought it was 3 months, but the problem with this situation is, I mean, it's an issue that unfortunately you face with people that have serious drug problems. Unfortunately, Jeff Hardy is not the first quote-unquote entertainer to be completely messed up and blow and slur his lines, or I know it's a little different because it's wrestling and there's a physical aspect to it, but I mean, this isn't the first, unfortunately this happens when people have a very serious drug problem, which all indications we have is that Jeff Hardy does have a very serious dependency on something. This happens, and they relapse, and they don't think ahead, and they relapse at the worst possible time.
I'm just waiting for Jeff Hardy to do a radio interview where he refers to Dixie Carter as Haim.
Him and Charlie Sheen should go to the WWE and form a tag team. And Lindsay Lohan could be their valet.
Hey, look, get fucking Snooki to work a match at WrestleMania. I'm not going to count that possibility out.
Well, I mean, look at it this way, though, and I'm not burying TNA. And let me take a step back here real quick and offer my take before we go on to Snooki.
Yeah.
I don't know how much time TNA had to figure this out. All I do know is that the blame goes on Jeff Hardy and no one else. And you can't blame Sting because he did the best he could with a very bad situation. You can't blame TNA management because at that point, what do you do? I mean,
right.
I don't know what you could do unless you just flat out say, look, we know we had a main event, but he screwed up. The first thing people will think is it's some kind of storyline. And there is people who think that now, and I don't.
Oh, yeah, I've heard everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people on the Internet think that this is an elaborate work by Russo.
It is his style, but I don't imagine that, I don't know, somehow it's too believable.
Hardy's not that good an actor.
Yeah. Boy. I mean, it's one of those things where if it's an elaborate work, then it's fooled most people. But I don't think it's an elaborate work. I do think we're seeing a situation with a guy that, I'll say this, it's amazing given his history that we haven't found Jeff Hardy dead in a hotel room.
And you got to remember, though, and this guy's got a history with screwing up TNA pay-per-views. He no-showed at least twice before. And this is, of course, his first run.
Back in his first run, yeah.
I mean, I remember, who was it? It was like Sean Waltman was the resident fill-in for Jeff Hardy, wasn't he?
Yeah, well,
they did that one. There was one paper. It was supposed to be Hardy and Raven as like the blow-off to their feud, and he no-showed, and they just threw Waltman out there.
Right. And he also has a history with WWE. I mean, it's never been a situation where he's no-show, but I remember there was a report a while back that he got sent home from a show because he showed up allegedly messed up. And
was that WWE or TNA though? Because I was thinking about that the other day, and he made.
Oh, he was messed up in WWE too. You look at him in like the tail end of his first run, early 2003. Dude was messed up.
Oh, I mean, you could talk to Just Incredible about it, and they'll tell you flat out they were on the road together doing meth.
I mean, and
meth is heavy shit, dude. That I don't even. And this is how much it is. I don't even know what it does. And I know I, for whatever reason, know most things about drugs despite never ever doing any of them, not even pot. But I know basically the effect of all drugs. I can't even fathom what meth does for you.
Well, I hate to say this, but I think it's just a situation where the people that do meth are heavy, heavy drug users, and essentially they have gotten to the point where the hardest of other drugs doesn't give them a rush anymore. And
Sorry.
Good one, Vince.
I had to throw it in there. Speaking of which, he's going to be doing things with WWE coming up.
Oh, Animal?
Yeah. He's going to be hosting an upcoming WWE Raw House show, and I hear rumors. I'll leave it at that. I hear rumors.
Okay.
I'll just leave it at that about how, a way that we could possibly honor a legend in the business around this time of year. That's all.
Apparently, though, his brother is looking for work. Apparently, WWE Today posted on their corporate website they are looking for a new head of talent relations.
Yeah, which I believe was Johnny Ace's position, John Laurinaitis' position.
So
yep.
either it might be like something, or it could be like vice president. And the problem with like all these different corporate positions is sometimes you'll be a vice president and get promoted to president, and you're basically still doing the same job. I think Eric Bischoff even said that once when he first took over WCW. He was a vice president in charge of something. Then they said, "Hey Eric, congratulations, you're president." It's like, okay, do I get more money? No. Do I get a new office? No. Do I have new responsibilities? No. Okay, I'm president.
But in the case of the President of the United States, you can be a blundering idiot who tells people in wheelchairs to stand up, and you're vice president. So there you go.
Oh, boy. But, yeah, so...
Does anybody even know his name? I mean, I guarantee you poll the whole country, 80% of the people don't know the vice president's name.
They never show him.
I don't even know.
He's hardly ever on TV.
Well, there's a good reason for that. He's an idiot. I mean, that's not political. That's just a fact. He could be a Democrat and very intelligent, but this guy's a boob.
So you're saying he is the Democrats' answer to Dan Quayle?
I'm saying he's worse than Dan Quayle, and they know it.
You're saying he's worse than the guy that chastised a fictional character for having a baby?
Yeah. Oh, Murphy Brown having a baby. Yep.
Yeah, because that's an important issue that I want my vice president to tackle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, I would vote for him if he went on a rant about how much Jersey Shore sucks.
Speaking of that, Jersey Shore has basically invaded the wrestling business.
Oh, God. I mean, it was enough that TNA did it. But you can make the argument of, okay, they're trying to attract an audience. They got coverage on websites they never got before. And at the end of the day, it was a small spot on a free television show. Now WWE has managed to lure a legend back to the ring, and on the biggest show of the year, they're going to put some hobgoblin-looking woman and tell them more a good match around her.
Which, by the way, the stuff they did on Raw this week with the women and the Jersey Shore shit and Vicky Guerrero, who is still on my television, despite her being the worst performer in the history of wrestling, yeah, it was awful. Like, it was, and I didn't hate Raw this week. I really didn't. I thought Miz was really good. I thought Rock was really good, despite them giving him background music for some bizarre reason.
I think they were trying to make that a funny thing, but I didn't get it, the background music. But yeah.
Well, yeah, like, do you really need to tell me how to feel while The Rock's talking?
Well, see, this is a problem we run in a lot with WWE especially, but in wrestling in general. They keep forgetting they're not a movie or a regular television show. They don't remember that there's supposed to be a sporting event being brought, a fictionalized sporting event. So they think, okay, because it's fiction and other fiction TV shows or movies will have background music, we'll put background music in. I guarantee that was what was going on in somebody's head. They thought this will make us look more legit because we'll be more Hollywood. No, for the love of God, will you people remember, you are a fictionalized sporting event.
No, I don't know what they were going for. I think they were going for some kind of, like, ridiculous humor, but, yeah, that didn't make any sense. I did enjoy the Cena stuff, the Rock and Cena stuff. That was pretty humorous.
Oh, it's great because Rock's basically just saying all the things that we've been saying about Cena for years.
I will say this again. I am under the...
I almost pissed myself when the kid said I'm not that talented. I was like, holy shit, they're listening.
Well, here's what I actually think is going on. Whoever is writing Rock's promos is just venting all his frustrations about John Cena. I think the writers are aware of the limitations and the problem with the John Cena character. The problem is, and Chris Jericho talks about it in his book, the audience of one that you ultimately have to impress in the WWE loves John Cena's character the way it is.
Vince McMahon?
Yes.
Oh, kids. But kids are easy to please, though. That's the thing. I mean, you could literally put anybody in that spot, and the kids are going to cheer them.
I don't buy that to some degree. But yeah, I don't think people would buy just anybody. I think Cena does play a role. I wonder how much of it has to do with his writing and all that. I mean, yes, his ring work is not phenomenal. It's not as bad as we say, but it's certainly not phenomenal.
He's gotten very, like, routine.
Well, they all do. I mean, every big name gets routine in their spots. I mean, everybody does that. Triple H even does it. So,
well, I'm not allowed to say that.
I use that as an example because he's kind of like the, well, if he does it, then how can anybody be faulted for it? But, yeah, I mean, even Jarrett, to some degree, does it. Not as much as the others, but he does it. So just throw TNA in the mix as well.
I mean, it does happen, but it's not just Cena's in-ring talent that we get criticized. It's his acting ability. I mean, this guy is a stale, boring, one-dimensional character. He doesn't have any insight. Ooh, I'm mad about what The Rock says is the same emotion he gives off when he gets thrown through a glass table and his career may be in danger. This guy has basically two emotions. Hi, everybody, I'm Goofy John Cena. I'm here to make a bunch of jokes. And, no, I'm angry John Cena. I'm here to beat you all up.
I think you're giving him too much credit with that. It's more like, you know what, guys, I'm feeling good tonight. I'm ready for a fight, so if you want some, come get some.
He's the Wink Martindale of wrestling. I mean, Chris Jericho, ironically, did a game show. I think Cena would have been a good fit for that role. I'm not kidding. I think that is ultimately what his persona has become, is a game show host. And, you know, Cena is being mocked by The Rock about his gangster stuff. I think that as much as I despise rap, and I don't think that needs to be said, I think that he would be even better if he was still doing that. But he's been just watered down to the good guy. That's essentially it. He's the good guy. That's it. There's no...
The man-child.
There's no drive. There's no, like, character there. There's no nuances to the character. It's just he's going to do the good thing. And there's no rhyme or reason for it. There's no... nothing to play off on it. And it's really a shame because I don't have a problem with a hero character. And I think I'm going to go here, guys, in a sec. But I don't have a problem with the hero character in the business. But I don't think that even at its most cartoonish, I don't think we were ever bagged over the head quite as bad as we have been by, I'm the good guy. I like what you like. Cheer for me. You know, it's just, ugh.
John Cena is almost like a bad parody of the '80s good guy or the white meat baby face.